Thanks for listening to the podcast. Don't forget, you can follow us on Instagram at Marriage Fastlane too, and you can DM us, and we're always going to do our best to message you back. So we appreciate that. So thanks for being there. We want to talk about what happens when you get married and you have kids. Things start to change. I think that's no secret, right?
Right.
And I realized something recently, and I wanted to bring this up to you. And maybe there's other relationships who have been through this, or you're going through this.
Oh, I'm sure we're not the only ones. I know where you're heading with this.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to bring up the fact that we had this stupid fight recently about, and you can make fun of me all you want. It's like I'm an affectionate person, and so are you.
We both are, yes.
We both are affectionate people. And I find lately I'm trying to be affectionate. And it's not reciprocated, right?
Because you choose all the wrong moments to try to be affectionate.
Is there really right and wrong moments?
I guess not. But there are during the day, when I'm busy in the kitchen trying to cook or trying to clean something, wash the dishes or do laundry, or, just hugging our daughter or taking care of our baby. And you just decide to come right behind me and start kissing me or hugging me. And I'm just like, okay, not now.
But you shoot me away.
I need to finish what I'm doing before I can give you my time.
But isn't it sad, though? Look, I see where you're coming from. But isn't it sad that whole part of a relationship starts to dwindle a bit?
The spark dwindles a bit, right?
It changes.
It does.
It starts to go away.
That happens naturally in relationships, and it doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
I know.
It doesn't mean that I don't love you any less or that I'm not attracted to you anymore. I think that's what you need to understand. That I do love you more and more each day. Well, it's almost 5 years we're together. Yes, yes. I love you more than I've ever loved anyone else in my life. And, it's just, I'm sorry, I'm not as affectionate as I once used to be. And I also, I like to be affectionate maybe at other times in the day or evening or night.
Is it because we all love differently?
I think that's true.
We all have
different ways of showing our love.
It's like different love languages or something like that, right? There's 5 love languages. Some want more affection. Some,
I guess so.
Some want words of affirmation. Yeah, this is an actual thing. There's 5 love languages. Some want gifts more, but I don't believe in all that. No, that's not
us. We were the affection. We were affectionate from day one.
It just kills me because, and again, maybe you're going through this right now. We have 2 young kids and everything's happening so fast, and
they require a lot of my attention too, and my affection. Our little one, Maya, she's 8 months, and I'm constantly holding her or playing with her or giving her kisses and showering her with attention. And I think I explained this to you one night. I said, I'm so bombarded with, overstimulated of giving our daughters kisses and hugs that I'm sorry, sometimes when it comes to kissing or hugging you, I'm done. I'm done for the day.
You don't have to apologize. I know how much.
I feel bad. No, I do feel bad.
I know how much you do, and you as a mother, it's incredible how much you mothers do, because there's a reason why you carry the baby. It's unbelievable, and it's so attractive, and we love it, and we fall in love with you. At least I have, in a completely different way. I just think. And I don't know if any men have ever said this out loud, but there's a bit of us that thinks we kind of get shafted a little bit.
Yeah,
because
I've heard that before.
We get pushed aside, whereas
and we're not saying it's fair, and we're not saying that it's right or that we consciously do it. It just happens. You're caught up in the day. We're tired at the end of the night, and all we want to do is just go to bed. And sometimes the last thing we want to do is get intimate with our partners.
I know. It's just, I understand the intimacy. I mean, we can talk about that too, because that was not happening for
a little while
after the first one. Because they say, I was told that it's it was 6 weeks is the norm after you have a kid.
Well, no, after 6 weeks, you do your postpartum follow-up with your doctor to make sure that everything is healed.
Okay, so at least 6 weeks.
At least 6 weeks. Yeah, they do not recommend intercourse before 6 weeks or before your doctor's appointment, follow-up, checkup.
So for us, it was almost 6 months.
No, you're exaggerating. 4 months. No, with Sia, it was 4 months. I remember. Okay. I even remember the day that we did it the first time.
You do?
I do. And then the next day I got my period. So much for that. You got one night.
But look, I understand you just had a damn baby. Like, I get it. And then we have a second one.
And that took 5 months. Because I was so exhausted from taking care of 2 babies that are 17 months apart.
I know. Look, why is it then? And do you think other couples are lying when I talk to other guys and they say, "Oh, you waited that long? For us, it was like 2 months."
And you believe them?
I don't know. Should I or shouldn't I?
I don't think you should.
So you think there's a lot of women out there who just had a kid, like they want to wait at least like 3 months?
I don't think you can give it a time frame. No. Every woman is different. I know women who jump back into the sack, 6 weeks, 7 weeks later. And then there's others who just, for many physiological reasons or mentally or mental reasons or physical exhaustion, they just have no desire or energy to please their husbands.
Is there something men can do? Is there? Because I know we think about sex more than you. That's just
the way you're
facts.
Hardwired. Men are hardwired.
That's science.
Hardwired that way. It's
exactly.
Science. Yeah.
But is there anything that men could do to not necessarily just get the sex, but get more affection? Is there anything we can do? Is there anything we're doing wrong? Or anything I'm doing wrong? You can be honest.
You're not doing anything wrong. Again, just choosing the wrong times of the day. When I'm really busy and trying to finish doing something, and then you come up behind me or want to hug or want to kiss, and I'm like,
she kicks me out of the kitchen.
I'm
She said,
sorry,
get the hell out of here.
I do, because I've always been the type work before play. So I like to accomplish everything first, and then I can give you all my attention.
But then you're exhausted, and then
not always, and I think I'm.
But you have the right to be exhausted. You do so much. And I will never hold that against you.
Yeah, I know, but you're allowed to be tired too. And
it's just, I'm trying to understand. I know men and women's brains were very, very different. And I guess, is it selfish of us to think like, oh, she doesn't want to have sex now? Like, even if we have kids, it is a bit selfish, isn't it?
Maybe a little bit. And then is it selfish to only give in and have pity sex?
You've done that.
Of course I have. And I think other women out there can agree with me that we do have sex sometimes just to please our husbands.
And you've admitted it.
Of course.
You've admitted it. I can
I'm so tired and I'm like, okay, here we go.
And I can even tell.
Like, can you just scratch my back first?
I can tell in your
massage or rub my feet.
I can tell in your body language when you're just like, okay, let's get this over with. Hurry up.
Yeah, but I don't know if a lot of women, after giving birth so quickly, talk about marriage in the fast lane. We had children quite quickly, and the desire to have sex just whittles away. I just don't have it as much as I did when we first met. And we were in our honeymoon stage.
Well, you can't compare that.
We just wanted to be intimate all the time and couldn't keep our hands off of each other. But that's how it should be at the beginning of a relationship anyway.
No.
But I think you have to realize that we will not go back to those days.
I know.
But we remain affectionate people. I remain affectionate, and I love hugging and kissing you and just being close to you, cuddling on the couch, watching a movie. Like that, to me, that's just so satisfying.
Yeah. No, it is. Except when we fall asleep half an hour later and...
Well, you're also guilty of it.
I know.
I look over and you're sleeping and I start nudging you. Hello, wake up, please.
I said we both.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing with you.
We both fall asleep. But I look, I haven't talked to anybody about this, how kind of as men we do feel pushed a bit, like just pushed to the side. And it is what it is. Kind of accepted
and women feel like they're taking on the burden
so
of
much.
life.
I agree.
Everything's falls in our hands.
100%.
Yeah.
But anyways, I guess I won't bring up the affection.
Bring up what?
Affection.
No, please don't. And I feel bad.
Don't feel bad. I don't want you to.
I really do feel bad because it's not like me. This was not the Tina of a year and a half ago. No, 2 years ago before we had Sia.
I just think it's good we're talking about this because there's probably some people who
wouldn't be able to talk about it with their spouses or partners.
Yeah, I think it's important. And I brought this up to Tina like last week, or I was just like, look, I don't know, especially now with this damn pandemic, it's like, I want to hug you even more.
Yeah.
Right? Because we can't hug anybody.
But there's days when I want to get hugs and kisses from you more than other days.
Really? One of those days.
Today? You kissed me today.
Yeah, because it was raining.
It was raining, and we both wanted to hug each other and feel the warmth of our bodies together.
I think that's important in a relationship, no matter how long you've been together, how old your kids are. And we see how hard it is now with 2 kids. One is 2 years old. The other one's 8.5 months. It takes a lot of energy out of you.
It does. And when you're not sleeping well, or you're constantly woken up in the middle of the night for one reason or another, it's hard to have the energy at the end of the day or even during the day to get jiggy. So
is that what you're calling it? It's a Will Smith song.
Yeah,
right?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. I just think it's important, and I told you this the other day, and I was being honest. Again, call it selfish, call it whatever you want. I said it's important. It's still important in a relationship, that bond, that that connection,
the closeness,
the closeness, that intimacy, whether it's intercourse or whether it's just affection. You need to somehow keep it alive.
I couldn't agree more. And I know I'm guilty, and I have been.
I don't want you to say you're guilty.
No. But I have pushed you aside a little bit. It's okay. And it's not fair. And this is a time that we're living that we
But you're doing so much, and it's unbelievable how much you're doing. So
thank you.
I don't expect some sort of apology, or I guess what I'm trying to do, babe, is get into your mind and like a woman's mind and a mother's mind going through this. Because I know you guys are always thinking of the kids. What's next? What do you have to do? She has a list.
What to feed them?
She has a list in her head.
I always have a list in my head. But I don't ever want you to think that because we're not as intimate as we used to be, that we're doomed, or that we're heading into divorce, or that I don't love you anymore, or that I'm attracted to other men.
No. Mind you, you did bring up the dream.
Yeah, I've had a few
what the hell's going on?
Dreams lately. I had a lot while I was pregnant, but that was expected. A lot of women have the dreams.
I understand.
Very vivid, real dreams.
I get those because you're pregnant twice. You used to tell me all the time. But go ahead. Just
who did I dream? Oh, yeah, the doctor on
The Resident.
Yeah,
who
I dream about him.
Good looking
dude.
Guy. Conrad, whatever his name is.
Conrad, yeah, Dr. Hawkins.
You told me about him the other day, and then there was some other guy in another dream, and I was like, what the hell's going on? You never have told me that.
Yeah, I dreamt about I was dating another guy, but you were also in my dream. It was very, I don't remember. I wish I had written down the details.
So now were these like wild, crazy sex dreams with Conrad from The Resident?
No, not at all. I don't even think I kissed either men in my dreams because you were always there somehow.
But I just find it so strange that you're dreaming.
Don't always make sense. They're not reality.
Fine. But you're dreaming of the sex.
I wasn't having sex with them. I wish I was having sex with them.
No, but
maybe, but no.
He's a good looking guy. I don't blame
I'm joking.
But
I'm joking.
Clearly, I'm not a dream expert, but there's got to be some sort of explanation. The fact that you're thinking of that hot guy from a show
that we haven't watched in 6 months. How did he pop into my dreams? I don't know. Or the other man who I think I recognize, but also have not seen in years. So none of this makes sense. But it's not because I don't love you.
No, I know. I didn't say that. But it's just funny because there's like some sort of part of your brain that is thinking of
other men.
No. No, or getting it on or something. Or maybe it has crossed your mind at some point or you saw some, I don't know.
Maybe. But you'll never know.
Wow.
I'm joking.
I'm just kidding. I don't care. I don't even care that you're dreaming of other guys. I'm just trying to get
I'm sure you dream about other women.
No,
you don't remember when you wake up. It's very possible. We have 7 dreams every night, or so they say.
I wish I remembered.
Yeah, it's true. You haven't told me about a dream, I think, in years.
Honestly, I haven't dreamed. Sometimes I dream about my father.
Oh, yeah. Well,
my late father. And those dreams haven't happened in a while where he would just kind of show up. I lost my dad 16 years ago, and I remember the first few months, it was like he was in the dream saying, I'm still here. What's wrong with you? Yeah. Those are so real.
I've had some of those dreams recently with a colleague who passed away. It was very shocking that he passed away, and I kept having dreams for a good 2-3 weeks of him appearing in my dreams and saying, I'm not dead. I'm like, yes, you are.
It's so freaky, right?
It's extremely freaky. I would wake up and be like, oh my God, did he really pass away? You know?
It's, anybody who's ever been there, it is a strange situation. It's like they're visiting you.
They are. I think they want to say hello or just let you know that they're doing okay. And, you know, I don't know, they want to visit you.
We started talking about affection. Now we're talking about the other side.
Sorry.
So I don't know. No, don't be sorry. It was me that brought it up. So you never know what's going to happen on this podcast.
So we're seeing that. Yes.
Anyway, can I have a hug after this is done?
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
We'll go to bed and cuddle.
All right, we'll see if that happens.
That's your favorite part of the day.
It is.
And don't say I don't give you any affection, because I do cuddle you.
I know.
And oftentimes in the middle of the night, whether you realize that I'm cuddling you or not. You know, sometimes we fall asleep with me cuddling you instead of the other way around.
That's true. You're right. And some advice for couples out there, the time in the bed is a great time to like talk about stuff when you lie in the bed and you're not on your phones and you're just communicating about your day or what's
your
coming up or your feelings. We try to do that on a regular basis.
We do that quite often.
But sometimes we're exhausted and we don't get very far.
Normal.
Yeah, but
or even time on the couch.
Yeah, that's when we grab the phones and don't pay attention to each other. That happens too.
Oh, I think a lot of couples are guilty of that.
Yes, they are, and I'm guilty of it. So, you know, we should talk about phones another time and how addicted we are. She's giving me a really evil look.
Oh, yes, I am.
Maybe we should wrap this up.
Yeah, I think it's best for everybody, especially if you want to get any affection tonight. I think we should call it quits.
Sure, I'll try to get a hug after this. So thanks for listening to the podcast. We appreciate it.
Thanks again.
And if you have any topics you want to hear, shoot us a DM on Instagram, Marriage Fastlane. You can also find us on YouTube as well. You can find us on Facebook in many different ways. So we appreciate you listening to the podcast. We'll see you next time.